feel like this kind of came out of nowhere just because he's had a couple bad games in a row, but there have been some rumors that the Grizzlies could entertain some trade ideas for Ja Morant in the 2025 offseason. Now, right now, I do think these rumors are silly. Yeah, Ja Morant is having a down year to what his expectations could be, but he's coming off a suspension from last year, season-ending shoulder injury. I do think this year is a little bit more of a rehab year for Ja, and I don't think Taylor Jenkins has done the best job utilizing him at times. But I like to use these rumors to make some entertaining what-if scenarios and give this a rebuild idea. So I've done trading Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Giannis, plenty of stars. Today, we are going to be doing a trading Ja Morant Memphis Grizzlies rebuild. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Now, I know Zach Kleiman, the GM, and Ja Morant have kind of shot down these rumors right now, and I think it would be kind of crazy if they didn't shoot them down, even if they were somewhat true, as the Memphis Grizzlies are still a top 4 seed in the Western Conference, and they think they could probably win a title this year. And with Wemby going down with the blood clot scare, and he's not going to be eligible for DPOY, that is going to make Jaren Jackson Jr. right in line to win that award. It's going to be him versus Evan Mobley, in my opinion. And if he wins that, he's going to be eligible for a super max extension. So yeah, this team is going to get a little bit more expensive, and maybe they feel like they can capitalize on Ja Morant's value, but I also just don't see this happening. So this is going to be more on the fantasy style thing, kind of like what I did in the Devin Booker Suns rebuild, where I traded him and tried to win with Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal. So yeah, I have no idea what teams we're going to even think about trading Ja Morant to. We'll talk about that more after the playoffs, and it would be kind of funny if we just won the NBA Finals and I have to trade Ja, because in my trading Trae Young Hawks rebuild, we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, and had to trade him a couple minutes later. And DPOY actually went to Anthony Davis, who I also believe isn't going to be eligible to win this award due to games played. So maybe Jaren Jackson Jr. kind of got robbed here. We'll see who's on the all defensive teams. I don't think we're going to get anybody on an all NBA team. Triple J could have a case for sure. So he didn't even make it on all defensive first team. Walker Kessler made it over him. I think there's an agenda out against Triple J. I don't think he deserves to be on second team. He deserves to be on first team, and I do think Triple J could hit this new ceiling if he's going to be made the #1 option. Now, I do think right now he struggles with this three-point shot at times, but he's been shooting 35% from 3 at this current moment in the NBA season. He's a top defender in the sport still. He's a good ball handler, and he's still 25 years old. He was the youngest player, I believe, in that 2018 draft class. And hey, this team did hit on some second-round picks and just draft picks around these guys this year. I didn't really love the Grizzlies trade deadline. They realized that the Marcus Smart acquisition a couple years ago was a disaster. They had to trade away their first-round pick to get off of his money next year. And they also basically gave away, Jake Laravia for nothing, but they did hit on the Zach Edey pick. They've hit on Vince Williams and Gigi Jackson and Jalen Wells 3 straight years of second-round picks. They did well taking a flyer on Scottie Pippen Jr. And we finished as the 3 seed in the Western Conference. And this could be, Ja Morant's last playoff series. Well, it will be for the Memphis Grizzlies. And I do applaud this team having some depth, and I'm really interested to see where I'm going to trade away Ja to in the offseason. We do lose to the Lakers in round 1. This would be an incredible series, because I do think the Lakers would be favorites just because of Luka and LeBron in this series. I wonder if they would be favorites against almost anybody. And Ja Morant's gonna shut me up, right? He's gonna have just a phenomenal series probably and be like, why are you trading me? Well, Ja, we're just trying to make some content over here, as we are going to lose in 6. Maybe Ja Morant could one out. I don't know. But Jaren Jackson Jr. was the #1 in that series. And Desmond Bane, that contract could get a little bit gross. He's been banged up this year. I think if we trade Ja, if we don't get a point guard directly, I'm going to experiment Desmond Bane as my point guard next year, because I've kind of liked his playmaking ability. And Ja Morant is from South Carolina, so I don't really think trading him to Atlanta or definitely Charlotte would make any sense whatsoever, as the Knicks beat the Warriors in the NBA Finals and Cat gets Finals MVP. Okay. And I'm going to override LeBron's retirement. I'm going to try to do that every year, because I do think he's going to at least play 1 more year in this league. And I do think Russ would play 1 more year as well. So Chris Paul, wait, Steph didn't retire, so I guess he's going to the Hall of Fame before he retires. And here we are at the draft lottery. We will not get a pick. I don't even know if we have a first-round pick in this draft. There could be some swap out there. But yeah, the Wizards get the 26th pick via us from that Marcus Smart salary dump. So I guess we got to pay Santi Aldama now. And I do wonder, if it came down to Ja Morant or Taylor Jenkins, they're obviously going to fire Taylor Jenkins. I mean, Memphis isn't a big free agency destination whatsoever, but Zach Kleiman in this front office has done a phenomenal job drafting. I mean, the Ja Morant pick wasn't too hard after Zion went #1, but taking Triple J at 4 was a very good pick. And obviously I mentioned their second round pick success in years past. I would think about firing Taylor Jenkins, but maybe I'm not going to do that just yet. But I've always been a big fan of Jenkins, because this team had so many on the court and off the court distractions over the last few years, and I feel like he overachieved at times with all the injuries and the distractions. And I don't want to put too much stock into Ja Morant's quote unquote down year this year. Like I said, suspension last year. You don't know where he could have been at mentally, and he had that season ending shoulder injury. And we've seen guys that have had these notable injuries kind of be maybe disappointing to expectations the following year, as it's kind of like a revamp year for them, and then they're going to be fine the following year. All right, so let's talk about Ja Morant destinations and what team could make sense. So I think I'm going to rule out the Houston Rockets. I think there's a reason why they maybe didn't want De'Aaron Fox because of his floor spacing ability. And I think Ja Morant is a more valuable asset than De'Aaron Fox when Ja Morant is going to be healthy again. But I'm just not going to trade him to the Rockets. I know the Clippers have been rumored, but they just don't have the assets to get this deal done unless you guys are giving us Zubats. And I don't even know like how many young guys they can really give me that could make this deal work. The Suns would be a desperate team, and people have thrown around a Kevin Durant for Ja Morant swap. I would want more out of that as well. San Antonio could have made some sense if they didn't acquire De'Aaron Fox. I'm not going to trade him to Utah, and New Orleans is in the same division. Sacramento would be funny. I don't think Dallas, LA. I mean, could there be a Jamal Murray swap? Maybe send him to Minnesota. Him and Ant in the same backcourt would be very entertaining, but I think we're going to try to send him to the Eastern Conference. I think Miami could make some sense. Like with Chicago, try to get involved. I don't think there'd be like a Dame for Ja swap. Maybe Brooklyn would try to get involved with those assets. Philadelphia, but they would have to get rid of Paul George, and I'm not taking on that contract. The Raptors have intrigued me as well. If they wanted to add Ja to this team, would not help out their floor spacing whatsoever. And if I'm going to make a big trade, like I'm going to have trade override on, because 2K sometimes really doesn't give you the best value for some of these deals. Now for, this deal, I would probably want the Warriors first round pick there. I would get 3 first-round picks from the Heat. And if you're getting somebody like Ja Morant, I would want Kel'el Ware. And unfortunately, like right now, Jovic and Hawkes do have team options, so maybe we will wait till after the draft. And I'm probably going to send Ja to the Heat, and they can create a big 3 of Hero, Bam, and Ja. All right, we are going to send Jay Huff and 2 late second-round picks from the Rockets and the Mavericks at 47 and 50 to the LA Clippers for, I believe this is pick 30 or 29. So I'm just going to get somebody under a 4-year rookie deal. Huff is a good floor spacing big, but if we're going to get somebody like Kel'el Ware back, we have Zach Edey, we have Triple J, Brandon Clark, I mean, could be on the move. I'm probably not going to need Jay Huff, so we are going to get a rookie in the initial draft. We'll keep an eye on who Miami drafts, because if I don't like the player they draft, I'm not going to maybe want them in a trade. Oh my God, Toronto takes Dylan Harper. I mean, we could do some type of Dylan Harper for Ja Morant swap. I mean, getting Cooper Flagg on this team would have been sick, but I guess it would make a little bit more sense because nobody's trading Cooper Flagg, but I do think Dylan Harper for Ja could be brought to the table as, yep, Cooper Flagg ends up in Philadelphia. Are you kidding me? Ace Bailey ends up in Brooklyn. I don't know how I'd feel about him in Memphis. I'm really trying to figure out what this idea would look like. Sorry, it's taken a little bit. And I'm going to take a little bit more of a project play. Hugo Gonzalez out of Real Madrid. Thought about Carter Bryant, thought about Jace Richardson, but I'm going to go Hugo just for maybe what he could be as like a 3-and-D wing. And also, if you were curious to see who Miami took at pick 25, they ended up taking Markovic here from Serbia. Probably not a guy I would have loved to take. But then again, like, we do have good enough depth for next year. I don't mind somebody that could develop a little bit off the bench. All right, and you guys can let me know what you think about this deal. I think if you're getting a player of the caliber like Ja Morant, who he has 3 years left on his deal, and I feel like, yeah, a big 3 of him, Bam, and Hero in Miami could be something. I mean, you're fine moving Andrew Wiggins. You don't even care about this asset. You do have to part ways with Kel'el Ware, Jaime Jaquez, who will be due for an extension, and at 24, I don't really know if you'd want to. I think extend him. Like, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure they would, but I think they're fine throwing him in this deal. You expect to be good in 26 and 29, and you're going to give me your first round pick. I wish you took somebody different, but they are going to be able to hold on to Nikola Jovic in this deal. And yeah, this is the return we're going to get for Ja Morant. You may not love it. I don't know if there's like a true great asset in this deal. Like, maybe we're just banking on what Kel'el Ware could be. It's just like, I'm not sending him to Detroit to play with Cade. I'm not sending him to Indiana with Halliburton. I don't know if I love those fits. And Brooklyn could make some sense, but I did send Devin Booker there in my Suns rebuild. So we're going to do this trade. We are going to force it. And yeah, Ja Morant is now in Miami. Sorry that took a little bit. We are going to offer Cam Spencer and Santi Aldama the qualifying offers. And now this is officially Triple J's team. So I guess if like Ja like maybe wanted out, kind of like De'Aaron Fox, they maybe would lose some leverage in that deal. And yeah, this is the team. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it. We still have most of our draft capital going forward. And I believe we do get our first round pick in 26. So I'm going to make sure that we own that. And I could look to sign Ty Jerome as well in free agency. We do have $17 million in cap space. I don't know why 2K didn't update the Caruso contract, but like, I guess right now, if I wanted to have Desmond Bane, like we have Scottie Pippen Jr., maybe I do throw out Ty Jerome out there, like Desmond Bane, Vince Williams, Wiggins. I mean, maybe is only going to be here for one more year. You have Jalen Wells. I want to play GG Jackson a ton. Jaquez could get rerouted somewhere. And yeah, like I said, this is Triple J's team. We have a lot of big men right now. So you know what? I'm going to use my mid-level exception on, actually, did he not sign with me? Or did he? Yeah, Ty Jerome, 3 years, $36 million. Welcome here to the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm sure the Cavs would definitely want to re-sign him the way he's been playing this year. He's been phenomenal. And we brought back Luke Kennard on the minimum, and I would like to bring back Aldama as well, but I'm going to wait till after moratorium. And it's going to be a little bit less, 3 years, 33. Like this team, we have so much depth on this team right now. And honestly, I don't think Jaime was going to play a ton of minutes on this team, and I'd rather see what I can get out of GG Jackson and some of the other wings right now. Like, I mean, Aldama's not a wing. He's 7 feet tall, but I still want to give him a decent amount of minutes, and Jalen Wells, I'm high on him. So I'm going to send Jaime to the Indiana Pacers in exchange for Ben Shepherd, who's still under his team contract, and a 2028 unprotected first-round pick from the Pacers. So, hey, you can also say we got Ben Shepherd and another first-round pick in that deal with Ja Morant. And I'm not done yet. I'm going to get Houston's first-round pick in 2028. I do have to take on Jock Landale. It's kind of bad contract for the next 2 years, but they get a nice upgrade over Landale in Brandon Clark, but I'm going to get a first-round pick out of it. So now we are really building up a nice treasure chest of draft picks in a way. Like we own a future Heat pick, we own a future Rockets pick, a future Pacers pick, a couple future Heat picks, and then, hey, if there is maybe somebody on the market, we could look to make a trade. And we do get Cam Spencer back on the qualifying offer as Triple J regresses a little bit. I don't think I'm going to experiment him at the 3 at all, so we're going to keep him at the power forward spot. And it's not going to be like the full-on Supermax, but we are going to give Jaren Jackson Jr. a massive extension. I know, like, with his track record in 2K, it's a little bit of a risk, but I'm kind of excited for something new. And I do have to cut 2 players before the season starts, which it's going to be tough to figure this out. So I think Luke Kennard, I'm going to cut, unfortunately. I do think 2K discredits him a little bit and disrespects him because he should be getting more than the minimum out there. So hopefully he can help out a contender, and I'm going to release Cam Spencer as well. All right, so we just have a huge bench because this team has a ton of depth. So Wiggins is not going to start. I don't really care to start Wiggins. I'd rather keep developing Jalen Wells, but I do think Wiggins could be a good connecting piece. We have Khalil Ware, GG Jackson, who I think is going to be a big future part of this team, but he's still 20 years old. Aldama, Pippen Jr., and Vince Williams Jr. all going to get minutes. So no minutes to Ben Shepherd, unfortunately, but Markovic and Hugo are just kind of going on the bench to develop over time. Ty Jerome starting point guard, Desmond Bane starting shooting guard. I know I said I kind of wanted to try Bane as the one, but I think maybe at our peak, Bane could be the one, Jerome's the backup, and Pippen Jr. is on a different team. We have Jalen Wells at the 3, Triple J at the 4, and Edie at the 5. Like, Ty Jerome's a good three-point shooter. Bane, obviously a great three-point shooter. Wells, good three-point shooter. And Jackson Jr. can be a good three-point shooter, so I'm not too worried about this team's spacing. I think off the bench, it should be fine as well. And under Taylor Jenkins, in what could be his final year, we are 3.5 star balance. We started off the season at home against the Hornets. We end up winning by 17. GG with 26, Triple J with 25, and Desmond Bane with 23. Good start for GG Jackson. And we beat the San Antonio Spurs. Desmond Bane drops 22. Edie with 20 and 15. Road game here against the Pelicans. And we are 3-0 in the post-Ja Morant Grizzlies. Okay, very good start to the year. Can we go 4-0? Wow, we just shot 150 in overtime. Desmond Bane has been off to a good start this year. And hey, I like what I see right now. Can we beat the Rockets on the road? Definitely our toughest matchup yet. We do lose by 6 on the road. Hey, a good effort. And here we are 29 and 21, which is fine. I was hoping we'd be a little bit better. We do have a 2.3 point differential. The Miami Heat, okay, they are the 12th seed with Ja Morant. So it is not working out over there. I mean, look at this team. There is some floor spacing issues. I don't know why. I don't know if Hero's coming off the bench. I really wouldn't get that. But hey, Ja is not our issue anymore, as Desmond Bane has been the leading scorer. I guess Jaren Jackson Jr.'s minutes are down a little bit because maybe Santi Aldama is kind of cutting into those, or GG Jackson or some of those players, as GG's been incredible. Like him and Jalen Wells, we are set at the wing spots, I think, with their development. I think maybe in a perfect world, Desmond Bane becomes a better playmaker. It's like Desmond Bane, Jalen Wells, GG Jackson, Triple J, and Zach Edey or Khalil Ware. And we really have something there that these guys can have some continuity and just some chemistry going forward. Ty Jerome is averaging 5.2 assists this year, shooting 45% from 3. I don't love the defense, but he's been good. I mean, Aldama hasn't really been that good for us, but I still think I'm going to keep playing him. And it is a shame that 2K kind of hates Vince Williams. Oh yeah, and I forget that I have the Heat's first round pick this year, which is very nice. Because they made the playoffs last year, so the Thunder were able to get it. So we actually, like, realistically own it, which is going to be really good for us. So I don't think, like, I'm going to make any trades. I thought about trading Andrew Wiggins. It's just kind of too big of a contract to move right now at the deadline. I don't really want to move any of these other cost controllable guys. Like, Maybe Scottie Pippen could have some value. Could do that in the offseason. Same with Santi Aldama. Same with Vince Williams. So that is going to be for me now this year. I know it's kind of a quiet deadline, but I do think we're going to be active this offseason in a way. So Luka wins MVP for the Lakers this year. I'm sure Lakers fans are happy to see that. Ace Bailey is your rookie of the year. Tower Hero, I don't know. I don't get why he's coming off the bench. That doesn't make any sense over there in Miami. As Dalton Connect won Most Improved, and Jason Kidd took home Coach of the Year with Anthony Davis, I guess, fully healthy this year. Now, is Jaws, hey, he still was a top 10 player in the league. Like, he got better as expected. That's what I think Ja Morant can put up next year as well. Very similar to his numbers in 23 and 22, where he won Most Improved, helped the Grizzlies end up becoming a 2 seed in the Western Conference playoffs in that 2023 season. I was hoping that maybe we'd get like a full-on Triple J breakout. I do think I can get him on an All-NBA team eventually. And we did finish the season as the 6th seed. So hey, a rematch of the 2022 playoffs in round 1, a very fun series between the Timberwolves and the Grizzlies. Ant is a lot better now, and we don't have we don't have Ja Morant anymore. And these were the numbers this year. We are going to have to make some tough decisions for the playoffs, and we are going to trim down this rotation a decent amount. Like, I don't think Aldama's going to play in the playoffs. I don't think Scottie Pippen's going to play in the playoffs, or Vince Williams. So yeah, if I were going to break this down, I don't think, Vince is going to play, who I guess was better in the second half. It's just kind of a shame Tuka doesn't like him. I mean, maybe Aldama does play like around 10 minutes a night, because I do want to stick with the 9-man rotation. I think GG Jackson needs to play a little bit more. I don't, like, Khalil was great for us this year, but I don't think I want to, I don't know, like him and Edie were kind of a good duo, 28 and 20 minutes a night, them just going back and forth. I do like that. Wiggins, I think I'm going to lower him a little bit and up GG Jackson to like a full-on 6-man role, about 25 minutes a night. Let's go 37 to Triple J. Let's go 38 to Desmond Bane. Let's go about 32 to Jalen Wells, and let's go about 32 to Ty Jerome. And I do want to make sure that Desmond Bane's secondary position is a point guard, not a small forward. And here we go. Can we beat Minnesota in round 1? We do. Give up 129 points. Rob Dillingham dropped 34. GG Jackson was our highest scoring player in this game. All right, Triple J, you fouled out in 22 minutes. Not the start I wanted whatsoever. Game number 2 goes to Minnesota, 105-131. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to learn a harsh reality that Triple J can't carry this team as a number 1, and he's better off as a number 2. But at least we're going to at least give him a shot. We do lose game 3. Damn, we can't score in the 4th quarter. Triple J had a good scoring game here. 3 blocks as well. I also didn't double check if he made an all defensive team this year. No, he did not. Which, yeah, I think 2K kind of disrespects Triple J a little bit. Are we going to get swept? Yeah, I'm sure Ja Morant is happy about that. We end up getting swept, as Miami didn't even make the play-in tournament, though. So we are going to get their first-round pick, which could be very nice here, as they went with a 32-50 record. As we're not going to get a good first-round pick in this draft, which is our one, but we will get at least another first-round pick. So I'll have 2 first-round picks in this draft. I mean, yeah, Desmond Bane was pretty bad in this series, shot 33% from the field, 38% from the field for Jalen Wells, 36. Okay, for Ty Jerome. All right, shout out to GG Jackson, who actually showed up. And the Timberwolves are going up against the 76ers in the NBA Finals. All right, let's see who wins Finals MVP. And that is going to be Anthony Edwards, as Minnesota swept Philadelphia. We do see LeBron retire. I overrided it last year. Same with Russ, so I can't do it this time. Philadelphia, you're not going to have that Paul George contract just yet. I don't know why I'm being mean to Philly, but we're going to do that. I do think Harden could play a little bit longer as well. And LeBron and Russ are heading to the Hall of Fame. No shocker there. And we are here at the draft lottery. That pick is projected at number 8. Wish it was a little bit better, but hey, honestly, I'll take a top 10 pick when that could have definitely been in the 20s. Let's see where it ends up. And it's going to stay at number 8. That is fine with me. I do believe in all of this. I'm going to have to double check it exactly, but I do think we're going to get around the 21st pick, because it's basically a least favorable swap between Orlando and Washington and our first round pick, as Charlotte is going to get a different first round pick in this year's draft. So yeah, we're going to be going into this draft with pick 8 and pick 21. I'm not getting a Darren Peterson or somebody like that. I mean, we could try, like, we have a lot of depth. We could try to trim it and trade up a little bit if we wanted to get Darren Peterson at pick number 3. But yeah, I think Taylor Jenkins, we're going to go in a different direction as our head coach. I mean, I'll offer Joe Mazzulla a deal. I don't think we're getting Greg Popovich. I don't really want Doc Rivers. Billy Donovan, like, we could take a chance on. I feel like he was dealt a bad hand over there in Chicago. I feel like Mark Daigneault, that is like too unrealistic. I mean, maybe at this point, like Kenny Atkinson or Joe Maz are unrealistic as well. Maybe Will Hardy got fired a little bit too early. I don't really want Brian Key from Washington. You guys know I like to get the real head coaches rather than some of the fake ones. Darvin Ham? Nah, I'm not getting him. So I think I'm going to try to get Will Hardy. If we don't get Will Hardy, I will give a 2-year extension to Taylor Jenkins. But we do get Will Hardy. So let's sign him to a 4-year deal. Welcome to Memphis. So we're here the night of the 2026 NBA draft. The mock drafts have us taking Chris Sinak, a center, which I don't really think I'm going to target a big man in this draft. We could probably take a wing or a guard. I think I'm cool either way, just because I may look to, like, if I draft a point guard, I may trade Scottie Pippen Jr. I may trade Vince Williams on the night of the draft. Like, we have a lot of wings here, and he may have some value still. And I'm going to do this trade in division. We are going to send the San Antonio Spurs Vince Williams, and they're going to buy low in Santi Aldama, who I think is going to give them, honestly, a very good floor space here if you can revert back to what he did in 25 around Wemby. We do have to eat into Keldon Johnson's final year of his deal, correct? There's no player option. There we go, $17.5 million. And if we do acquire that, we're probably going to decline the option on Andrew Wiggins, but I get the 10th overall pick in this year's draft as well. So yeah, we do have 3 first-round picks. I don't know if I'm going to take 3 rookies. We could look to trade maybe one of the picks in general, as we do see AJ DeBanza and Cameron Boozer go 1 and 2. How about if I try to move up to number 3? I would give them 8, 10, 21, 37 in this draft. Markovic from Serbia, who was in the Ja Morant deal, in my 2027 top 3 protected first. So they're getting 4 first-round picks, Markovic, a former first-rounder, and a top 10 pick in the second round for pick 3. The Hornets are easily going to agree with that. I had to give up a lot because we are going to trade up to take Darren Peterson out of Ohio State, which he's not going to Ohio State. He's going to be going to Kansas. Either way, we got a stud there at 3. And then the Hornets ended up getting Michael Merson, Merson and Aiden Sheridan. I don't know if I would have taken those 2 guys, but we got Peterson, and I'm very excited to have him on this team right now. We are going to pick up the team option on Edey. We're not going to pick up the $30 million option on Wiggins, Khalil Ware, GG Jackson, and I will pick it up on Ben Shepherd. So I don't think we're really going to have too much money in free agency. And like I said before in the beginning of the video, we're Memphis. Like, we're not a big free agency destination. I could get back Andrew Wiggins for basically like a third of what his team option would have costed. I'm fine with going like Jerome, Pippen, Bane, Peterson, Shepherd. Like, we have plenty of guys on the perimeter. I'm fine, honestly, with the core we have now. I don't really think I'm going to sign anybody, even though we do have a decent amount of money we could spend in free agency, at least on one specific player, but I think we're going to roll that over till next year. So yeah, Andrew Wiggins is no longer going to be a Memphis Grizzly. Player progression, Triple J is there at an 89, Bane's up to an 86, Edey and GG go up as well. I'm really excited to see GG Jackson start as the small forward with Andrew Wiggins no longer on this team. Hugo Gonzalez, I think, has got to find minutes for us this year. And we are going to make Keldon Johnson a small forward as well. I assume his overall is going to go up, yeah, to an 81. So we still have a ton of guys that I want to play here in the 2027 season. I think, you know what I kind of want to try to do? I think we're going to go with Desmond Bane as the point guard. We're going to go GG Jackson as the small forward, Jalen Wells as the shooting guard, Triple J and Edey there in the starting 5. I mean, like, Darren Peterson is eventually probably going to be a starter for us. We're going to go about 18 minutes a night to Ty Jerome. I want to go about 33 to Desmond Bane. Let's go about 28 to Jalen Wells. Let's go 32 to GG. I'd like to go probably 36, 35 to Triple J. Let's go about 26 to Zach Edey. Man, we could do 27, which means we'll do about 21 to Khalil Ware. We're going to go about 13 to Keldon Johnson. We're going to do about 8 to Scottie Pippen Jr. He may find a new home eventually this year. And then, like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to play. We had to sign Cameron Williams on a minimum, but Ben Shepherd might not play this year. Darren Peterson, I'd like to at least give 20 minutes a night to as a rookie. And then Hugo, like, I'd like to play him more. Honestly, I think Scottie Pippen Jr., we're going to look to try to maybe move and find a new spot for him if we can't really get him in the rotation at any point. This is Will Hardy's first year as our head coach, and we start off the year 1-1. We did have 2 really good offensive games to start off the year. Triple J dropped 30 as we beat the Pelicans, but then we lost by 5 to the Jaden Ivey, Jonathan Kuminga-led Warriors. All right, I don't know if Will Hardy is a negative coach for this team. I don't know if maybe Desmond Bane as the starting point guard is a bad idea. But we were 20-31, and I had to make a notable lineup switch midway through the year. Peterson is struggling right now, but I did start Peterson over Jalen Wells, who couldn't hit a shot to save his life to start off the year. So yeah, maybe Bane is just not the guy. I mean, his numbers are really good, 50, 44, 88 splits, but 4.3 assists. I was just hoping he was going to average more than that. So maybe for the second half of the year, we are going to go Ty Jerome and Desmond Bane in the starting lineup. I'm going to go, I guess, 18 minutes to Peterson, 20 to Wells. We could probably give Ty Jerome about 25 minutes a night, and we can go about 36 to Desmond Bane. I think at the deadline, I mean, like, Scottie Pippen Jr. is unhappy, so I'm going to try to find a team to take him on. We do have to pay GG Jackson at the end of the year. That's going to be a notable contract. I don't think I'm going to pay Keldon Johnson. He might not even be in the rotation after the deadline. And we are going to trade him to a desperate Phoenix Suns team, along with Kenrich Williams for Jalen Hood-Schifino, who's not been very efficient, but we are going to get, let me just double check his contract. Yeah, so free agent at the end of the year. And we are going to get a 2027 swap bourse between Cleveland and Minnesota. Not going to be a valuable pick by any means, going to be in the late 20s, but I think getting that for Scottie Pippen Jr. is pretty good value. Yeah, Keldon Johnson, I mean, I don't really think he's going to have a spot on this team next year. Ben Shepherd, you know what I might do? I'm going to give him a 1-year, $5 million extension, and he's going to pretty much replace Keldon Johnson in this rotation for the rest of the year. Keldon Johnson was getting 13 minutes. Let's give those to Ben Shepherd. So for the first time since we acquired him, he's going to be in the rotation. Hugo Gonzalez this year, he's been fine. He's not getting a ton of playing time. I hope the defense has been impactful. But yeah, Kel'el Ware on this team, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 46-38 splits. I thought about going like ultra big, like Edey at the 5, Ware at the 4, Triple J at the 3. I don't really think it's going to work out. Triple J's offensive numbers haven't been great this year. So Luka Doncic wins MVP for the Lakers. Agent Abansip maybe saving the New York Knicks as he ends up winning Rookie of the Year, also Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby, Depoy, Yegor Demon is most improved over there in DC. Jokic winning Clutch Player of the Year. I feel like I've never seen that. And Chris Finch, Coach of the Year in Minnesota. I would say this year was pretty disappointing, honestly. So we are hitting a roadblock of this rebuild. A tough challenge, I would say, as Triple J just down offensively. I gave him that massive extension. He's a 91 overall. He's a top 10 defender in the sport. I'm trying to tap into that offensive potential, and at 2K, it's kind of tough. Darren Peterson, encouraging rookie year. He's got to start for us next year. He is 6'6", so there's a chance we could throw him at the 3, but I think GG Jackson was good enough where he's going to be there for us, but not even making the play-in tournament was rough, and I forget what I traded Charlotte for Peterson. I think I gave a protection on it, which is good. We ended up going 34 and 48, which I don't know would be grounds to fire Will Hardy already. I think we are going to try to change up the dynamic of this team. Like, do we test the market for Edey or Kel'el Ware this offseason? Both of them are going to be restricted free agents next offseason. We just re-signed Jaren Jackson Jr. He's not going anywhere. I don't think I'm going to trade Desmond Bane. Like, he's still an efficient player for us, but if Peterson continues to ball out and Bane can't be a point guard, do we look at that? I mean, Ty Jerome's up to an 85 overall. Like, he's really good. I like GG Jackson. Jalen Wells is a beast. I know he had a down shooting year, but I think he's going to go back to what he did in his first 2 years. And I think we could have a little bit of money depending on when we have to re-sign GG Jackson. But yeah, not making it the play-in tournament. Super disappointing year. Wemby Conference Finals MVP. Same with Halliburton. As the Miami Heat, I don't know what's going on. Like, why is John not working out there? I don't know. They ended up going 30 and 52. Oh, well, they also traded away Bam Adebayo for Jamal Murray. Can somebody explain to me the point of that trade? Because it looks like it didn't even benefit the Nuggets either. And then don't tell me you traded Bam for Kawhi Leonard. What happened? Are you serious? Yep, and they're running out Bam and Zubats this game, man. This game. So Pacers, Spurs. Pacers get revenge for the Spurs beating them 20 plus years ago, and Halliburton is your finals MVP. Never mind, it was the Lakers that beat the Pacers in the finals with Reggie Miller. I don't know why I thought it was the Spurs off the top of my head. So we do see Harden, Paul George. Now you get off that contract, I guess, 1 year later. Harden and George end up going to the Hall of Fame. So here we are with the draft lottery. I do forget the protection on that pick, but right now it's at number 7. I don't think I did top 10 protected. I might have done top 3. Let's see. Are we losing this pick? Okay. Either way, we get it. It moves up to number 3. We get some luck there. That pick from the Scottie Pippen Jr. trade is at number 29. So that is huge. We are able to keep our first round pick, and it goes to number 3 in the 2027 class. Will Hardy, I'm going to keep him at least for 1 more year. And now we could look to draft somebody in this class, like Brandon McCoy, if we want to get like a true point guard. Tyron Stokes, there's Dylan Mingo, Elijah Arenas, Jackson Richardson, a couple good wings. We could think about trading the pick as well, but I don't know if that's something wise to do right now, just because Bane and Triple J are making $90 million a year. So like having these contracts are really helpful, as Ben Shepherd really didn't live up to like what I wanted him to do and an increase in playing time. The Rockets take Tyron Stokes, number 1. I don't think the Hornets are going to take Brandon McCoy. They take Elijah Arenas, so that is going to lead us to take Brandon McCoy, a point guard out of Rutgers, with the 3rd overall pick in this draft. Maybe he's the next point guard of this team. Maybe it's going to be him and Peterson in the backcourt, and Bane maybe isn't here in the long term, or he goes to the bench. I don't know. And then we had a couple other picks in this draft. I ended up taking Jalen Montgomery, a wing out of high school, at 29. And we got Alan Bernard here in the 2nd round, but I'm going to sign him to a 2-way. So Edey, Ware, Wells, and Hugo all welcome back. We are not giving Jalen Hood-Schifino the qualifying offer. And we do have like around $12 million to spend on a free agent. Maybe even a little bit more than that, but we do have to bring back GG Jackson, who is unrestricted. So let's do that right now. So we are going to sign him to a 4-year, $74 million deal. We are going to renounce the rights on Jock Lawndale, Keldon Johnson, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and KJ Martin. So yeah, welcome back, GG Jackson. He got paid. Nice payday for a 2nd round pick. And I'm going to look to sign Herb Jones, try to steal him from our division rival, and we get him. 3 years, $42 million. We're looking to add some defense off the bench. I'm going to move him back to a small forward where he goes up to an 87 overall. I'm also going to be trading Ben Shepherd to the Chicago Bulls for 2 2nd round picks. And then we're going to sign Nemeas Queta as a third string center and Kevin Huerter just to fill out some roster spots. So nobody really switched teams here at the top at all. The biggest switch was Herb Jones coming here to Memphis. So Triple J is still our highest overall. We got Desmond Bane at 29 years old now there at an 87 because he did spend a couple years at TCU. Zach Edey's up to an 87, Herb Jones 86, Peterson 85. I didn't trade away Khalil Ware this offseason. I think that could end up being a sign and trade next offseason. I just can't pay Edey and Ware big deals. That just wouldn't make any sense. And Edey's going to want a fairly large deal that I could sign right now. I'm not going to. I mean, that's a $14 million a year difference. Maybe there's a chance we end up choosing Khalil Ware over Zach Edey when it's all said and done. All right, so we still have a ton of depth, and maybe that's going to be the downfall. Maybe we shouldn't just have all this depth and we should consolidate it, but it's going to be Jerome, Bane, Gigi, Jackson, Edey, with Peterson, Wells, Ware, Herb Jones, McCoy all getting minutes off the bench. So sadly, no minutes to Hugo Gonzalez or Jalen Montgomery, but there could be moves that happen at the deadline. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We have a couple good offensive games, and then we lose by 1 to the Dallas Mavericks this year. I think there's a chance Desmond Bane isn't part of the team's future. There's a chance some of these guys that maybe have been around aren't part of the team's future if we have another disappointing year. And at the deadline, we are 25-25. So we have shown some signs of improvement. Like I said, just the depth, I don't know. Gigi Jackson, it's really good. 51-46 splits. Really good small forward for us right now. Desmond Bane, I mean, even if he's not in the future plans, he's just been efficient for us. 98% free throw shooter. Darren Peterson has taken some steps in year number 2. He's now 21 years old. Jalen Wells, like, this is what I expected him to put up, and he's been putting up really good numbers. There's Zach Edey, 11-9. We are going to have to make a big decision in the offseason. Zach Edey or Khalil Ware. Who do we want to roll with? And Herb Jones. Come on, man. Really? Really? You're going to be shooting that bad from the field and from 3. And I'm going to re-sign Ty Jerome on a 2-year, $16 million contract, but that is probably going to make him a backup point guard behind Brandon McCoy next year. So Shea wins MVP. Did he win it all in year number 1 or win MVP? Yeah, so that's his second of his career and his second in 3 years as well. Bryson Tiller is your rookie of the year for the Lakers. Cameron Boozer coming off the bench in OKC. That's how good their team is. Wemby Depoy, Nate Ament most improved. Luka Clutch player of the year, and Mark Daigneault gets coach of the year. So you see Jokic, Cooper Flagg in Philadelphia, Wemby, Luka, Shea on first team. You got Paolo, Giannis, Ja. There you go, top 10 player in the league. He could be a free agent at the end of the year. He joins a couple newly drafted players in the NBA in New York, Ace Bailey and AJ DeBanza. And Josh Giddey on All-NBA third team. I mean, he put up 21, 7, and 7 on not terrible efficiency, but we don't get any Memphis Grizzlies. We do get Triple J as a top 10 defender once again. Better year this year than last year. 19 points, 5.7 rebounds, about 3.5 stocks a night, 47, 33, 83 splits. All right, yeah, he was definitely better this year. But we are a play-in tournament team. That is better than last year. We are currently the 8th seed. We were 6 games above 500. I do think if we lose to Minnesota, we should have no issue winning the next matchup. I probably just jinxed it because I'm a little bit cocky. And I think Brandon McCoy showed some flashes here on year number 1. Herb Jones was more efficient in the second half, thankfully, and we know how much, how good defense he could provide. Now, yeah, he's like a really good defender, but did I need like a Herb Jones? I don't know. I feel like when in doubt, you get a Herb Jones. But like we have GG. I want to bring back Wells, Peterson. I mean, I think his second half play could make him a trade candidate in the offseason. And I think if we're going to trim down this rotation for the playoffs, I don't really know. Honestly, like McCoy was pretty good. So maybe we stick with what it is right now. I didn't mean to simulate through the game. I meant to simcast that, but we do end up getting blown out. 132, 111. That's not very fun. 2 of 10 from the field for GG. 3 of 11 from the field for Brandon McCoy. Jaren Jackson Jr., 7 of 16. All right, well, that's great. So let's see if I can put my money where my mouth is. And can we beat the 41-41 Jazz, where I said, even if we lose to Minnesota, we're going to win the next game, and I knew I was cocky, and I'm going to be looking like a fool. As I still think this team has a ton of talent, but I do think we're going to have to make some notable changes this offseason. As yeah, Trey Johnson dropped 37 on our heads, 27 for Tari Eason. And Wemby and Ace Bailey are your conference finals MVPs. You do have 2 teams, similar colors, going up against each other in the NBA Finals, and the Nets win in 5. With Ace Bailey being your finals MVP. We do see Kevin Durant, DeMar DeRozan, Vooch, Jimmy, Tristan Thompson, Damian Lillard on the Heat all end up retiring. KD and Dame to the Hall of Fame. And here we are at the draft lottery. I believe we have Miami's pick again here. Oh my God, Indiana's pick at number 4. Is that from the Ben Shepherd deal? I don't even remember who I traded them. It wasn't the Jay Huff deal, and we do not have Miami's pick. That is going to Charlotte from the Rozier trade, but we can still end up, oh my God, we get the number 1 overall pick. All right, That is massive. I just got the number 1 overall pick from the Pacers. Trying to remember in my head what deal that was. Oh, that was Jaime Jaquez, I believe. Wow. All right, well, that pick ended up becoming number 1 overall a couple years later. We also have the 13th pick via the Rockets, but we do have to give the Hornets our 14th overall pick. But I'm fine with this outcome. I just ended up with the number 1 pick. I'm still going to keep Will Hardy. Now, of course, there's not like a true number 1 player in this draft. Okay. That could change some things for me. All right. I'm just going to offer a haul for Cade Cunningham. I'm going to see if I can move the number 1 overall pick, Desmond Bane, and pick 13 for Cade Cunningham. They're going to say no. What about if I throw in, I'm thinking about throwing in Brandon McCoy. I wish I could throw in one of the centers right now. I mean, what about if I threw in Jalen Montgomery? I mean, I'm offering up a haul for Cade Cunningham. Okay, they're going to say no. What about if I give up this Heat first round pick next year as well? They say no. I mean, like I said, I could consolidate this depth. Do I throw in Herb Jones? Okay, they can't afford that. But if I take out Jalen Montgomery, would you do that? Desmond Bane, number 1, 13, a future Miami pick, and Herb Jones for Cade Cunningham. They agree to that. That was too good of a deal that they could turn down. And we just landed a superstar in this league. He spent 7 years in Detroit. I'm sorry, Pistons fans, but we just had the assets to go out and get him. I was going to do so. And we kept Brandon McCoy and all that, so maybe Ty Jerome could end up getting traded. Maybe I trade Brandon McCoy, but we have plenty of depth still. We have Darren Peterson at the 2, with Cade at the 1. We're going to have Wells, Gigi, Montgomery, Hugo Gonzalez, still have Triple J, and we got to figure out our center going forward. But yeah, I don't own any picks now in this draft. Going forward, we just own our first round picks in 29, 30, 31, 32. And the Pistons with the number 1 pick took Harold Bass. I don't know if I was going to take him, but it looks like that was the right decision. I was looking at this player, so I'm kind of glad I traded out of that number 1 pick. And at number 13, they also took this player out of Ukraine, a point guard with a crazy haircut. So Peterson and Hugo Gonzalez, welcome back on your team options. Khalil Ware and Zach Edey, take your qualifying offers. We are going to offer Jalen Wells a 3-year deal worth $75 million to come back. I'm going to renounce the rights on these 3 players, but the centers, we got to figure out who is our guy going forward. Like, Ware would take $20 million a year. Edey wants 30 plus. Edey's about to get a massive deal from the Sacramento Kings, and I'm scared. All right, we're on day 6. Edey gets a deal from the Kings, 4 years, 150. I think I'm gonna match it. Welcome back to the team, Zach Edey. That is massive, but you know, he's a homegrown guy. Where teams could definitely pivot to. So I think if Ware takes a deal from a team, I'm just going to match it and then trade him to that team. I'm going to look to sign Day'Ron Sharpe to a 2-year deal to probably back up Zach Edey. So I'm going to offer this deal to Khalil Ware. It's a 1+1, $20 million this year. He can get a player option for next year. But then I'm going to look to trade him maybe to the Warriors, maybe back to the Heat, to the Hawks. I do want him to start. So let's see. He does sign that on day 11. And it looks like the Heat didn't bring back, or no, they did bring back Ja Morant. Oh my God. And they signed Devin Booker. That's kind of sick. I can't lie. All right, so I'm going to make this trade with the Jazz. We're going to give them Khalil Ware. He is going to be their best center, and him, Trey Johnson, and Keontae George can be a nice trio going forward. We're taking back Najee Marshall. Do I even have to? No. So I'm going to get a 2029 lottery protected first from the Pelicans and an unprotected first round pick from the Bucks in 2030. They're going to decline that. Interesting. I don't really have any throw-ins. Like, I don't really want to throw in Montgomery. So what about if I give you these Bull seconds from the Ben Shepherd trade? They're going to say no. They want to do a swap. That's fine. You throw in this Utah pick in 2030. So we're still netting 2 first. But hey, this is now Cade Cunningham, Darren Peterson, Gigi Jackson, Jalen Wells, Brandon McCoy, Edey, Triple J. I think this team can win a ring. All right, so this is going to be the team. Cade Cunningham, Darren Peterson, Gigi Jackson, Jaren Jackson, and then Zach Edey, with a bench of Jalen Wells, Brandon McCoy, Day'Ron Sharpe, Hugo Gonzalez, and Ty Jerome. So we did have to sign Marcus Smart, funny enough. Caleb Martin and Dante Exum. There could be a trade to be made if I wanted to move McCoy or Ty Jerome, get like maybe another forward on this team, because we do have a ton of guards. And I know like Jerome and McCoy could eat into Cade's minutes. I hope it's not too much. We start off the year with a loss against the Magic. Okay. And then we lost by 1 to the Rockets. We do beat the Pelicans by 3. Yeah, like Cade only playing 30 minutes a night. I don't want his minutes to get messed up too much throughout the year. He did play 33 minutes a night here. He did play 34 to start off the year. All right, I'm going to make this trade with the Thunder in the conference. I'm going to give them Hugo Gonzalez and, yes, Ty Jerome, as well as a 2029 first. But I'm getting Asa Newell, who I think could be a good big off the bench. I'm going to change his position to a power forward, where his overall doesn't change, actually. He's going to get about 15 minutes a night. All right, so at the deadline, definitely the best we have been so far. We are 30-20 right now. Here is the MVP race, Rookie of the Year race. I guess Taj Ariza, didn't play last year. Just wondering if there were any Memphis Grizzlies. Darren Peterson, most improved, number 2 right now. But yeah, currently in the Western Conference, we are the 4 seed, but we have an 8-point differential. All right. So the offense is really good. It is by far the best in the West. Defensively, though, oh, it is not good. All right, it is almost bottom 5. So I don't know. I guess that's trading away maybe Herb Jones. I wonder how the Detroit Pistons are doing this year. They have fallen off a little bit. They are 21 and 28 with Desmond Bane. That does not look like Desmond Bane in that photo. He's very upset. He's still been like a good offensive player. Herb's been fine defensively. But yeah, I don't know if there's a move to be made. I think like the Asanul trade could be the only one. Cade is putting up 23 points, 7.6 assists, 5.5 rebounds, 53, 43, 88 splits. He's been incredible. Darren Peterson has been really good as well. Super efficient. Same with GG. I'll take 46, 36 splits. I would like for it to go back to what he did in 28, but that's fine. Triple J, yeah, never really was going to build around him. Jalen Wells has been really good. Brandon McCoy has been efficient off the bench. There's Zach Edey putting up a double-double every night. Asanul, 49% from the field. And there's Day'Ron Sharpe. I do want to see what Kel'el Ware is putting up over in Utah. Is he maybe breaking out 12 points, 8 rebounds? And he's shooting 34 from 3. And just because I could do it, I'm going to re-sign Cade Cunningham on a 3-year extension. So Wemby ends up winning MVP. We actually could have got this player for the #1 overall pick, but I think I'm very happy with getting Cade Cunningham on the team. I feel like Cade Cunningham should be on an All-NBA team. He's not on the first 2 teams. Damn, I guess it's because maybe small market Grizzly disrespect. We don't get Cade Cunningham, who maybe put up better numbers than Ja. Either way, though, we didn't get, Triple J on an all-defensive team for the first time in a few years. We did end up as the 2 seed in the Western Conference, our highest seeding in this video, our highest seeding since the 2023 season. We're taking on Tyler Kolek, Jordan Hawkins, some Big East legends, Bryce Sensabaugh, Bam, and Ivica Zubac. They do have Rocco Sikorsky and Robert Williams, a couple bigs off the bench. To also connect the Mood Dort, some 3 and some D. And here are the stats this year. I don't know. I know Cade maybe didn't put up as many points as Ja, but I feel like should have ended up on an All-NBA team. So for the playoffs, I would like to maybe go around 10 minutes a night to Day'Ron Sharpe, who was fine, or maybe 12 to him and Asanul. I mean, Brandon McCoy is a very good player, but I don't want him to eat into Cade's minutes too much. But he can play the backup too. So let's go something like that. I think GG can get like, I don't know, maybe I go like 33 to Triple J, 32 to Edey. I would like to go maybe 39 to Cade, 36 to Peterson, and then maybe I end up just putting these guys back at 15 a night. So can we beat the Clippers to move on to round number 2? We do lose game number 1, 133-118. Cade drops 49 in the loss. Okay. Game number 2, we do end up winning this one, 139-127. Jordan Hawkins dropped 33, connect with 22. We do end up winning game number 3, 139-114. Cade puts up almost a triple-double. Game number 4, gonna go to Memphis. So they won game 1. We ended up winning 3 in a row. Darren Peterson is here. He drops 42 points. Glad we traded up for him. Don't blow a 3-1 lead. And we end up beating them in 5. So like the 2022 season, when the Warriors won it all, they beat the Grizzlies in round number 2. Let's see what's going to happen here. But Peterson and Cunningham, it's a great backcourt here in Memphis. Let's see if we could beat the Warriors. I should have showed you their team. But we do win game 1A. Triple J, remember when you were the #1 option? They do have Kuminga, Cam Christie. They've developed. They do have Benedict Mathurin, Braden Burries. I almost traded Kel'el Ware here. I do think we should beat this team. I don't really think it scares me that much. Oh my God, we beat them by 38 in game 2. Jalen Wells drops 28. They beat Denver. Game number 3 goes to Memphis. We win 139-124. Cade Cunningham is an absolute beast. Like, that's what I like to see. Cade can play 38 minutes. Peterson can play 36. And then, yeah, McCoy can play around 17 minutes a night. Game number 4, that's going to go to Golden State. So we are not going to sweep them. Hopefully it is going to be a gentleman's sweep. And it is, as we are going to be taking on Wemby and the Spurs in the conference finals. You have the Knicks and the Bucks over in the East. 2 teams I'm not really scared of. So can we beat Garland? Wow, they got Garland Castles, so they know. Oh, I was going to say they no longer have Fox, but he's just coming off the bench, dropping 21-9 in the playoffs. They have Jeremiah Fears. They have a lot of point guards. Mark Sears as well. All right, here we go. Game number 1 goes to San Antonio, 130-121. Can Edey contain Wemby? Game number 2 goes to San Antonio. Oh my God, we scored 46 in the 4th, and we still lost by 41. Damn, those first 3 quarters are disgusting. All right, so they won the first 2. We do win game 3. All right, so every home team has won so far. Please keep that trend up. Let's win game 4. Damn it. We go down 3-1. 132-110. All right, it's just Wemby's too good. We do win game 5 by 2. All right, we're alive. I mean, who knows? Game 6, we win this one at home. Anything can happen in game 7 in San Antonio. We have a good first half, a good first 3 quarters. All right, just don't choke this. And we are going to come back down 3-1 to force a game 7, folks. Here we go. Winner takes on the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Finals. I'm scared. Just don't get off to a terrible start. Come on. Come on. I just want to be competitive in Game 7. All right, we only get outscored by 7 in the first, but already getting outscored by 6 in the second. We're down by 13. Come on, have a strong third quarter, please. Oh, my God, we're down by 20. All right, well, there it is. Just like that. I mean, okay, we're down by 7. We're back. All right, we scored well in the third. Can we come and cut it close in the fourth? Down by 7. Down by 2. All right. Please. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm just going to close my eyes. Please tell me we put off the upset and we came back down 3-1. We came back in the fourth quarter and we won. Oh my God. What a run. Oh my God. What type of run did we go on when I closed my eyes? I forget what the score tally was in the fourth quarter. Oh, 139, 118. Wow. Wow. What was the game at one point? Oh my God. With 5 minutes, or excuse me, with 7.5 minutes to go, it was 110. 106. We went on a 33-8 run to close out this game. That's insane. Did like Wemby foul out? No, he did have 4 fouls. I mean, a lot of people on this team had 4 fouls, but still. Wow, Darren Peterson, Conference Finals MVP, Giannis in the East, and the Spurs blew a 3-1 lead. We're going up against the old friend Andrew Wiggins. They have Trey Mann and Jamal Murray in the backcourt. Chris Sinak at the 5. Hendricks, Bobby Portis is still there. Now he worked his way back. They have Isaiah Jackson, Obi Toppin, Isaac Okoro. A couple former first-round picks there. Couple spent time in Cleveland and in Indiana. We do win Game 1. I feel like the Spurs are going to be the best team we run into, but we'll see. We do win Game 2, 122-117. Can we win Game 3? Yes, we can. And are we going to sweep them? Nope. Let's see if we can win in 5. You know what? On the home floor, don't blow a 3-0 lead. I would be upset if we just came back down 3-1 to blow a 3-0 lead. Low-scoring first quarter. High scoring second quarter. We outscored them by 8 in the third. We're up by 4 here in the fourth. Up by 3. Up by 4 with 2 minutes to go. Watch me blow this. As Cade's got 23, 8, and 9 in this game. Obviously, he's got a lot of good matchups with Giannis and the Bucks in his career since they were in the same division. Giannis bricks the first free throw. We love to see that. And he does go 1 for 2. So Trey Mann guarding, yeah, like Cade Cunningham. I feel like this should be a nice matchup for us. Pick and pop with Triple J. Cade get to the rim. Kick that out to Triple J. Jaren Jackson, I know you're not the most consistent three-point shooter. Come on, man. Oh, that's not good. All right, I do like him guarding Giannis. Maybe not in oh, okay. Yeah, maybe in transition. What a block there from Triple J. Made up for that missed 3. Darren Peterson's got 19. He's going to get a screen here. I mean, we do have a mismatch now. Oh, they worked back. All right, that was good. Oh, man, what a steal there by Giannis. Can Cade swipe him? That's my best chance here. Don't foul. And 1, of course. Of course, I blew it just like that. And Giannis completes the 3-point play. All right, let's get the ball in Cade's hands. That's who I want to have the rock. He's got Trey Mann guarding him. I want Edie to give me the screens sometimes. I don't really want Triple J. I mean, we got the mismatch. Are they going to go back? Come on, get the ball to Triple J in the post. Zach Edey can't hit threes. I should have shot that. What happened? Offensive 3 seconds. All right, yeah. I just, you know what, I hopped in the game because I was like, you know what, I want to publicly embarrass myself in front of you guys. And we know they're going to go to Giannis in the post here. I played that poorly. All right, Triple J, come on, stay in front of Giannis. Good defense. All right, thank God he missed that. Peterson, get out of my way. We're going straight to the rim with Cade Cunningham. Thank God. Cade's got 25. My first bucket since hopping in. I mean, Triple J is who I want guarding Giannis. Not as strong, but definitely is lanky and can block him. Okay, I got bad positioning there. Giannis with a nice move. I mean, he's having a bad game. 18 points, 35% from the field. This is who I want to set the screen. Zach Edey. Yeah, that is money right there. Cade, okay, gets blocked. Zach Edey, thank God he got that. Kick it over to, can I get Giannis in the air? Nope. All right, oh, God. Jesus. Get the ball to Cade. Get the ball to Cade. Cade, please. Cade, pull up. I need that so badly. Oh, that was a terrible shot. And just like that, we can lose this game. And then watch me lose game 6. Watch me lose game 6. Okay, Zach Edey, help me out. Giannis, okay. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. I mean, let Giannis shoot. We do have 2 timeouts if he does miss it. I don't know what he's going to try to do. We're here. Okay, he just blew right by him. Oh, my God. All right, we got 8 seconds left. I kind of want to go for the 3, but I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to go for the 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. saved me, and he blows the layup. And we're going to a game 6. Come on, man. End up. That one's on me. Just don't lose game 6. Do not do this. Please. Well, we're going to lose this game. I already know we're going to lose this game. I already know we're going to lose this game. I already know. We're going to lose this game. We're going to go to game 7, and I'm going to embarrass myself in front of all you guys. Just kidding. Okay. I was going to say reverse psychology works. We had a nice lead in the 4th quarter, and we're just blowing it right now. Oh, my God. Don't lose this game. Don't lose this game. Are you... Oh, my God. I can't. I can't, man. I knew once I blew that game we were going to lose. Please. Just blow them out in game 7. We're at home. Good first quarter. Okay, good second quarter. We're up by 17 in the third. Do not blow a 17-point lead. Okay, you're up by 20 in the fourth. I think we're okay. No way they come back by 17, right? Thank God. Thank God I didn't blow that in front of you guys. All right, Darren Peterson, thank you for 27. Kate Cunningham could have been a little bit better in this game. But yeah, we do take home a Game 7 finals victory. We should have won in 5, but I suck at this game. Either way, I hope you guys did enjoy. This was fun. This was the what if scenario. You know what? Yeah, we're just having fun here today, trading away Ja Morant and seeing what the Memphis Grizzlies could look like. Do you think this has any smoke to it? Or do you think people are just bored after the trade deadline? Let me know down below. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.